listening to Tony Robbins years ago, and he was talking about this study they did for posture. So that's why I always talk about posture muscles. But basically what happened was they took blood samples from people who were slouched over like this, closed off, heart closed, chest cavity closed, lungs, heart, thymus gland, and they secreted more cortisol. And I thought that was so fascinating. And it inspired me to really start putting on my posture muscles. Get your shoulders back, open your heart, right? And especially thinking about that for women, like if you're a woman, I think the stat is like we are 40% more likely to have an autoimmune disease. And this is because like our bodies are beautiful. And whether you want children or not, our bodies are in tune with the environment to predict whether it's a safe time to bear children, to bring them into the world. Our bodies are so intelligent and so beautiful. And so when I remember Tony Robbins talking about that, and he talked about having a higher testosterone when your shoulders are pulled back, and in terms of confidence, like, wouldn't you want to be looking more confident? Wouldn't you, when you appear more confident to people instead of closed off, you are more welcoming to them. They're not going to feel threatened by you, right? They're like, oh, this person is calm. They're more regulated, right? They're more predictable, right? They're not gonna get all crazy with it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying, but I remember hearing this and I was like, whoa, I need to start training my chest and my back, because at the time when I started weight training, I didn't know what I was doing, and I wasn't training my back and my chest because I felt afraid to do that in the public gym, like to not know what I was doing. And but once I started to, it changed my whole body like so significantly, especially like my waist. Women, like, we want to train our upper body. Because we have an increased risk of autoimmune disease, it is because we tend to be more cortisol dominant. So we want to definitely train our upper body and to get our testosterone up, because it's so important for our immune function. Autoimmune disease, right? So what we're always focusing on is increasing the capacity of the immune system all the time. Everything related to health, like, it's not about losing weight, it's not about gaining muscle, it's not about having an increased libido and a better time in life. All of those are like cherry on top extras. What we really do desire is stronger immune function, right? We want to lower our cancer risk. We want to lower the biggest fears in the world that you have. Like, a lot of people fear cancer. They think it runs in their family. Heart disease, they think it runs in their family. It's all about our habits and our environment. Like, it's the field of epigenetics. So epigenetics, epigenetics, epi means upon the gene. So basically, we are more likely to have an exposure of any type of disease based on our environment and our habits. This is so important because if you know this, if you know that you are not stuck with the genetics, like my family has heart disease and God knows what else in my family, but my family also ran alcoholics and smokers, and they didn't work out, and they didn't eat amino and fatty acids, and they were exposed to chemicals, and they weren't getting up in the morning and going and looking at the sun and grounding their feet. You know what? So my genes, I'm thankful for my ancestors, but I will not be expressing heart disease and whatever else my family line, if I do express this, will allow me to be 115 years old by the time I started expressing this, right? Alzheimer's and dementia. Why is it that we're expected to have Alzheimer's, dementia, like triple, like the rates triple within the next few years? Because people are actually getting these diseases at a lower age, and this is all related to immune function. So our immune systems are compromised at a lower and lower age. Like, a lot of women my age have PCOS. We've normalized this. This is early menopause. It's not okay. It shouldn't be normalized. We should know and understand that unbalanced hormones and excessive inflammation is dangerous. If you want to have children, this is your fertility. They're not going to tell you this. They're going to give you medication to help fix that little band-aid or whatever. They're not going to tell you that your rate of fertility is lower. A lot of the times, because we don't have a full understanding, even in our regular medical field, everything is separated. We don't understand how the brain interacts with the heart and the muscle and like the lungs and the immune function. It's all scattered and separated so that we can be confused and just be confused. I mean, confusion is like, everybody's confused about their health. Why is it? Why is it? But, and I don't know everything, but when you start to look at the cell, look at this picture, look at the mitochondria, look at the fat lipid layer that every cell is encased in. Look at your brain made of 60 to 80% fat. How important is cholesterol for the brain? How important is it for the cell membrane? There's cholesterol in every cell membrane. How important is vitamin D, getting out in the sunlight, and vitamin D for the structure and function of the cell? Like, it could be so simple, but if it was so simple, I wouldn't make any money off of you. If you could figure everything out on your own, I can't make money off you. You know what I'm saying? If you're empowered and you're living your life and you have no health issues, how are we going to make money off you? You know what I'm saying? Years ago, I was dealing with anxiety, depression. My body was all out of whack. I had acne. My memory was horrible, because when we get into a depressed state, our memory is actually compromised. And think about this, okay? Just think about this. We're just aging at an accelerated rate. Depression and the mentality comes upon us when we age. So when we get older, right, what do you notice about an elderly person? Their memory is worse off. Their eyesight is worse off. Their balance and coordination, their posture is worse off. They lose muscle. We lose the function of our autonomic nervous system, which is our hormone regulation. We don't want to have this if you're in your early 20s. We don't want to have this. We don't want to have excessive inflammation. You got problems with your gums. I remember my gums were inflamed back in my early 20s, back when I was struggling. I was on a struggle bus. And, I had inflamed gums. Like, why am I having inflamed gums? You know how closely related the gums and your oral health is to your heart? What was the health of my heart? What was the health of my thymus gland that sits right in front of my heart? And I wasn't doing that great. But now we're doing a lot better. And the body is so resilient. It really doesn't matter where you are. Like, you could be so far from where you want to be, but tomorrow, what habits am I going to do from the moment I wake up? How can I get back in line each day? And it's like, maybe you think it takes a long time to get to where you want to be, to lose the weight you want to lose, to get the muscle you want to have, to improve your skin health. Maybe you think it takes a long time, but maybe it doesn't take as long as you think. When I started to fast, I say this a lot, fasting saved my life. And fasting is the number one way to extend. It extends all lifespan. That's what my goldfish fast, my fishy, he fast. Extends all lifespan and can improve immune function and can allow longevity genes to express themselves. So our environment really, truly, we choose our expression. So that's why I regularly fast and cleanse, trying to clean things up, trying to do the best that I can. Tomorrow, I'm going to do what I can do to connect with my body and my mitochondria as early as possible. Have a moment of stillness in my mind. Remember that my body is a part of this earth. Our bodies are little earths. We have magnetic charges that are a part of our body. And when we get into a state of disease and disharmony and we don't have good mental health, our body is out of alignment with Earth. So it's all about connecting back with the light cycles. Put your feet on the ground, lift some weights, engage the mitochondria, engage them. They are waiting for you. Like, our mitochondria are little pets. And I don't have a dog, but I do have a fish. And whenever I walk up to his bowl, he is so excited. He swims up to me and he's like, Mom, mom, mom. You know, he's just doing his little fishy thing like a dog. Like a dog runs up to you, like your kids, they run up to you. Well, this is like your children. Our cells are like our children. Our mitochondria, they are just waiting. They're waiting to play, you know, always waiting to play. So how can we play with our mitochondria? Amino and fatty acids, sunlight in the morning. Oh my God, they love sunlight. Weight training is one of the best ways to dabble and play with mitochondria. One of the best ways, proven best ways. What else am I missing? Amino and fatty acids, grounding, put your feet on the ground. I'm missing something, but it's all right. Anyway, trying to get past this perfectionistic side. Oh gosh, stumbling with my words. If you like this video at all, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support my journey and my growth with the channel, I am in the School of Life, constantly studying. So if you do want to donate, I do have my Venmo below in the description. I always wish you the best luck because, you know, if I do better, you do better. If you do better, I do better. All boats rise with high tides, so they say. There's only one way to find out. So I do wish you the best of luck.